Welcome back to Ringgit Cents Plus, the show where we talk about personal finance. And as promised, in this part of the show, we'll be talking about health insurance. Now, for this segment, we usually take in questions from the viewers. And just to clarify, sometimes we change some basic information like the person's name or age so that it becomes more of a general question. But the scenario remains the same. So to help us answer this week's question, we have with us in the studio Lucas Uy, Director of Insurance at Ringgit Plus. Hi, Lucas. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so this week we have a question from our viewer. He's a guy, his name is Yusuf, and he's wondering about health insurance. So he actually has a plan with his company, but he's thinking, does he have to top up this insurance plan, and is it necessary to go to a different company, or can they just top up with the same company that the office is offering?
Okay, let me just give you a quick rundown. I think the most important thing with insurance is making sure the benefits and the coverage are the most suitable for the needs of the person and the individual. So if the company has enough benefits that covers the person, then that's great. Of course, typically companies don't offer the greatest coverage because corporate insurance is usually a group policy, and there are quite a lot of limitations, or at least the coverage is not as high as individual policy. So it's good that this person is looking for alternative insurance that's on top of the company, because who knows, he might not even be at the current company that he's working at. So that's great. The second thing is some companies do offer a top-up service where there's a special deal with the company and the insurer to offer additional benefits on top of the corporate plan, which means that there are potentially good savings there, because then you don't have to start with a new policy. It's just an additional top-up. It also means that you may not have to go through all your medical questions again, do all your medical checks, underwriting questions. So it's also maybe a bit more convenient for the person to buy additional top-up. But I think the most important thing is really making sure even the top-up plan is enough for the customer. And if it's not, that's where he may prefer to go and speak to either an agent or an FA or with the insurance directly plan. Yeah. Okay.
Now, some people think that you already have the insurance that your office is offering, so that's enough for now, because they may not have any health problems as of yet. So what would be your advice to them?
Okay, well, if the person is really healthy, I think that's a really good sign. I think it's much easier to get insurance when you are healthy versus when you're not healthy. So it's always most important to get enough coverage. If the person believes that the company offers enough, I mean, that's better than nothing. But ultimately, you may not be at this company forever. So the important thing is to get your own policy so you're covered no matter which company you work for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about how the claims process actually works for health insurance. What are the steps that you have to take?
I mean, there are many types of claims that you can make, but typically let's talk about hospitalization. This is where when you go to, when you have an accident or you're at home or you don't feel well and you get hospitalized, typically you will carry around your medical card. So in the case of a company insurance, they will give you a company medical card. You just take this to a panel hospital. Make sure you know which hospitals are on the panel of the insurance policy that you have. So then you can be automatically entered into the hospital, and you don't actually have to pay for anything. So health insurance covers the cost of all your bills of staying in the hospital, treatment as well, and doctor's coverage. So you don't actually have to pay any money up front.
Okay, so let's say you have both, your company card, and you have a personal health insurance. Which one should you take out first if you're in the hospital?
Okay, that's a really interesting question. It really depends. I would say the one that gives you the least amount of hassle, right? So what does that mean? Sometimes your personal insurance medical card or health card is not the same company as as mentioned earlier about the company one. So make sure the one which is the panel hospital is being covered by the medical card. That means you don't have to fork up any money up front. Secondly, what's more convenient? If you already have a personal insurance and you know you have someone to help you with your claims process, even after treatment or post-hospitalization, pick your personal, because then you have someone by your side to help you complete the claims process. I mean, typically, people don't really want to do too much work when they're hospitalized.
Yeah.
So having that person next to you to help you with your claim is probably the most important thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us clarification on health insurance this week. As always, it's fun to have you guys from Ringgit Plus to help us with our
Sure.
questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You.